Now at 5, snow on radar, and it is having an impact this evening. I'll cover tonight's snow and another chance tomorrow.
Kids caught up in violence, the plan to try and prevent the cycle from repeating with children all across the city.
It's been 15 years since Indiana's last execution. That's about to change next week. We'll tell you how we got here.
And finding the cause of a fire that killed 6 Indiana children.
Why investigators say we may never know what started it. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
It is 5 o'clock, and our big story at this hour is this. It's very obvious when you look live outside right now. We are tracking the road conditions because we are tracking the impact of yet another winter weather system right here in central Indiana at this hour.
Very limited visibility in some places. You're taking a live look at I-65. This is in Johnson County, where you can see traffic just moving as it snows in that area. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Dustin Grove in for Felicia Lawrence.
And I'm Anne Marie Tiernan. Angela's in the Weather Center, and she certainly has been warning us about the impact of this weather system for days now. We started to see the snow fall in Indianapolis, but just in the last couple of hours.
And this is what it looked like on the campuses of IU and Purdue, Indianapolis earlier today. Angela's tracking it all now in the Weather Center for us.
So our big question is, it's now underway. How long is it going to last, Angela?
We still have a couple more hours of snow this evening. We expect it to be gone by about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, but I do want to take you back into Johnson County, pointing out the minor accumulations that we're seeing on the roadways and the sides of the roads. This will be just enough for some slick conditions, especially bridges and overpasses. Anything that is wet overnight will turn icy, and reduced visibility. This is Interstate 65, State Road 44. This is basically your Franklin exit in Johnson County, and the reduced visibility, this is what you're going to run into this evening. Driving along and it's just fine. All of a sudden you get under a burst of snow. Visibility is reduced and it could be a little slick. We are east of Indianapolis along I-70. You can see those bursts of snow up into Newcastle, into Muncie, and then south of 70, along and south of 74. There's that burst of snow we showed you in Franklin, and we've got some steadier snow just to the south of Shelbyville. Let's go south. Steady snow moving into Greensburg right now. It's over Nashville and Brown County. Last local stop is to the north, and we do have snow causing some slowdowns along Interstate 65 as you move northwest of Indianapolis. One thing working in our favor, temperatures in the low to mid 30s. However, it does turn much colder over the next several hours. When you join us at 11, the snow will be gone, but temperatures in the teens and 20s by 11 o'clock tonight.
All right, Angela, thank you. Let's go ahead and go outside now to see how that drive home is going so far.
Let's check in with Marina. She's been driving around the city, and she joins us now live.
So what are you seeing out there, Marina? Where are you?
Anne Marie and Dustin, we are on 65 South in Greenwood right now, and right now we're really lucky. The roads are pretty good. Traffic is moving like normal. Now, we did get stuck in some traffic a little while ago because of a minor crash, but we are seeing some snow from those bursts of flurries that are coming down. They are sticking to like the grass and to the overpasses, but we're not seeing a lot on the roads right now. So if you're getting ready to go do your commute, you should be okay right now. Now, one of the things we do want to tell you, when it does start to temperatures drop and it gets slick, things like the shoulder or the lines on the road, those are going to get slick, as well as bridges and overpasses. We did talk to DPW today, and they were saying that they're going to have 80 crews out. They've been pre-treating the roads all day. 80 crews working in 12-hour shifts in order to pre-treat those roads and make sure that nothing does happen and that everybody is safe on the road. So if you do see those crews out, make sure you're leaving them room, just taking it slow like you normally would. You don't know when a slick spot could get back up. So we'll send it back to you, Dustin and Marie.
Yeah, when it comes down fast.
It does, yeah. It does, and it's patchy. That's the thing to keep in mind. Good in one area, but maybe not in another. Thanks, Marina. And don't forget, you can always stay updated on the changing weather conditions if you have our Live Doppler 13 weather app. It's a free download, and you can always find it in your phone's app store. And then when you do download it, or if you have it already, make sure you're also signed up for the notifications. Wherever you are, it'll let you have the very latest conditions.
That app has saved me many times. Other news now, curbing violence among our kids. That's the focus of the new Chief Violence Prevention Officer for the city of Indianapolis.
So we introduced you to him back in June when he first started the job. Well, tonight, our Samantha Johnson sat down with him again 6 months later, checking in to ask what he's been doing to keep kids safe.
Ralph Durrett Jr. says he's taking this brand new position, working with the community step by step.
First step is getting a better understanding of who is doing what, how they're doing it.
And those conversations happen in a place just like this.
And there's spaces just like this all around the city of Indianapolis. There's an ample amount of opportunity here in this particular space.
Opportunities to keep kids away from crime. It's a staggering sight time and time again. Kids caught up in violence. Just this week, 4 juveniles were arrested after leading police on a chase in a stolen car.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about is a community issue, which ultimately requires a community solution.
Durrett says his job is less about the actual crime. He's not going to any crime scenes. It's more about working with existing partners on prevention, which he says takes time.
No need to wait on a person like Ralph to come in as a superhero, because I'm not a superhero. I'm a community member just like everybody else.
This has become a very personal role for Durrett Jr. That's because he grew up here in Indianapolis over on the west side. And when I asked him for some data from the last 6 months, he told me he tries not to get caught up in the numbers.
If we're just focusing on the numbers, we're not focusing on what those numbers actually really mean. And these numbers are actual real people.
Last year, 21 people under the age of 18 were shot and killed, according to IMPD. So far this year, that number is down to 7, and Durrett says it takes all of us to continue the decline.
We can look at Ralph, we can look at Mayor Hogsett, we can look at IMPD, but it's really that looking yourself in the mirror.
In Indianapolis, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
Now, Durrett works through the Indy's Office of Public Health and Safety, and that is an office that is charged to work to address the root causes of crime and violence in the city of Indianapolis. You can learn much more about this new role online right now at WTHR.com.
3 people are in the hospital tonight after a chase involving state police that ended in a crash. Troopers believe the car the driver took off in just before 3 o'clock this morning had been stolen. It crashed into another car on East 21st Street near Shaylin Avenue before troopers could catch up with it. They arrested 2 suspects who they say tried to run from the crash scene. They also found a rifle, drugs, and a pistol with a Glock switch in that stolen car.
It is a major milestone. Just 1 week from today, the state of Indiana is scheduled to perform its first execution in 15 years.
Barring any sort of late reprieve, Joseph Corcoran will die by lethal injection before sunrise next Wednesday. Our Rich Nye has been following Indiana's capital punishment issue for several years now.
And Rich joins us now live in studio tonight to explain why death row is now once again a reality here in the state of Indiana.
So there are 8 men in total who are imprisoned on Indiana's death row in Michigan City. But execution stopped in Indiana because the Department of Correction could not acquire the drugs needed. That changed in June when DOC said they found a supplier. The state attorney general asked for and was given an execution date for Joseph Corcoran. Corcoran was convicted in 1999 of killing 4 men in Fort Wayne. He killed them in 1997, including his brother and future brother-in-law.
There's no reason we have to execute Mr. Corcoran, or quite frankly, anybody on death row. Society can be kept safe from them. Instead, we're spending millions of dollars to try and execute people. Very few people are being executed. And the money could be better spent elsewhere.
Indianapolis attorney Eric Koselke has represented defendants in more than 30 state and federal death penalty cases. He also thinks Corcoran should have another mental evaluation before the execution goes forward. And there are currently 3 pending death penalty cases in Indiana. Those are all right here in central Indiana. I'll have more on those cases and the next execution after Corcoran that will be scheduled. And I'll talk about that at 6 o'clock tonight.
All right, we'll see you then, Rich. Thank you.
Developing tonight, the Indiana State Fire Marshal is officially ruling the cause of a fire which killed 6 children in South Bend to date as undetermined. These pictures show 5 of the children lost.
It has been nearly a year since the fire took the lives of those children who were between the ages of 2 and 11. And of course, it just devastated that entire community in South Bend. During a news conference today, the fire marshal said his office, as well as the ATF and South Bend Fire, invested thousands of hours into this investigation, leaving no stone unturned, and he outlined 4 key findings.
Among those, the fire started in the family's dining room. Investigators also can't determine if the smoke detectors there worked, and they have identified electrical items which could be potential sources of the fire. There also is no evidence of criminal activity or arson.
South Bend's fire chief joined the fire marshal today as well, sharing how this fire has impacted not only that community, but their department as well.
We live with this tragedy each and every day. We do not take it lightly. We still have firefighters that are still struggling mentally and physically with this event from that fatal night.
Yes, certainly. The fire marshal also released screenshots of the security camera. This is from the church right across the street, and it shows how the fire progressed that night in January. You can see it start as an orange glow in the first floor window in the bottom right-hand part of your screen right there, and then shoot out the window before eventually consuming the entire house.
These new screenshots even show the devastation of the father. He survived the fire and he jumped out of the second-story window there. He then ran around to the front of the house where he tried to find a way to get in and rescue his children. Growing the East 38th Street corridor.
The unusual partnership to revitalize that area. That's new at 5:30. Angela?
Dustin, bursts of snow now, and by tomorrow morning, some go below 0 in terms of wind chills.
The biggest game of the Colts season coming up on Sunday. Broncos and Indy duking it out for that last playoff spot in the AFC. It's a big one, and we detailed this one coming up for you on 13 Sports.
All right, thank you, Dom. And connecting the suspect to the scene of the crime.
The 3 positive matches today that investigators say that they've made in the murder of United Healthcare CEO. It's next.